Listen, did y'all hear the story about the stepdad that raised the young lady since she was 2 years old, been married to the mom since she was 2? I'm not big to talk on people's life, but when I can relate, that's when I'll step in. Now, he married this young lady when his baby was 2 years old. He's been there financially all the way. Been there, showed up to everything. This man drive trucks, and he took off work, you know, just because he knew that he was going to get a ticket to the graduation. Why the mama didn't get a man a ticket? She invited the biological dad, the 2 aunties, because she only got 8 tickets, the grandma, somebody else, their boyfriend, and somebody else. But however it went, the stepdad didn't get a ticket.
Man, this is some bullshit.
So he said, you know what? Some people feel like he was vindictive about taking her off the car insurance and, you know, off of his phone plan. Whatever he had on, he was paying, that brother took her off. Now, whether he was hurt or you felt like he did it vindictively, he has that right. I'm going to stand with the stepdad in this. Being a we don't know the backstory. We don't know what the dad was doing. But it can't be too much if the stepdad has her on the phone bill and the insurance and all.
And not even if the bio dad wasn't doing too much. We can't assume that. But the simple fact that the stepdad was in the same household as this child, protecting this household, providing for this household since she was 2. I'm pretty sure he babysit once in a while. Are we serious right now?
All this stuff. This is logic. This is when you go to using your mind. There's no way that man shouldn't have got a ticket. I don't care what. And he said tensions are high in his home. That lady may lose her husband because that's wild that you would not invite this man that has took care of your child all these years. That's not his child. Exactly. And as a woman who was married to a man for 16 years that have done everything under the sun for my kids, if he could snatch down the moon, he would for my children. That's a no-no. I don't care the good or the bad. That man deserved a ticket. And that's the problem why you have the men that come. See, I was never for dating a man who couldn't do for my children. That's why I'm single. I'm okay with that. But it's a package deal. That man understood that when he came in, and he jumped right into playing, been taking care of that girl ever since then. You gonna get his. Listen, my kids' dad come before anybody dad, anybody grandma, anybody stepmom, and that goes for my mama. He comes before them because guess what? My mama ain't done what this man has done. And I don't care that he's not their biological dad, but guess what? He has done more than baby. Heaven, if he could pull heaven down, like I said, he would for them kids. And guess what? He's gonna be the first to get a ticket. Everybody else, if you don't get a ticket, oh well. But I don't care what we've been through. We're not even together. But you still should loyalty. Like, where's your loyalty, ma'am? All this stuff this man did for these kids, he still got her own stuff. He has every right to take her off. No. Absolutely. And somebody said, oh, well, everybody, the 7 people that she was invited was biologically related to him. Well, they need to biologically finance her. Simple. No, that birth, I don't give a dang. And they never said that the birth dad did, but I'm just.
No, this is crazy, but this just goes to show stepdads are expected to clean up the community, save your community, black men, take responsibility for the kids and provide and protect and be there for the kid. And then when graduation time come, auntie and grandma and everybody else get tickets. This just goes to show so many men will share their stories about how being a stepdad is a thankless job. Meanwhile, women are over here trying to praise, like the previous video I did when these women are trying to praise stepdads, gaslighting men into becoming stepdads.
Joseph and Mary. Mary had a baby. Joseph was the covering, but he was not the father. I want to take a moment to honor every stepfather. Joseph wasn't just a good man, he was a great man.
Yeah.
But it is a thankless job.
It's always going to be a simp that's willing to deal with whatever it is that he's willing to deal with. It's going to be a dude that fucked her. He's going to make sure that he got the best out of her. And then she's going to come back to you. And then you're going to propose to her. And then you're going to be a step baby daddy as a result of it. It's always going to be a simp. So we never ever going to be able to make the progress. But I think the real one should protest marriage based off of what it is that they see today, because it's a lose-lose situation. Never become a stepfather. No man that has no kids that is at the top of his game. Listen, you're not even going to be at the top of your earnings until you in your late 50s, early 60s. She sees the potential in your greatness. That's why she's trying to get you while you in college. So no man should ever subject himself to the idea the idea of marriage based off of the standards that we have today. Why would you become great, make all of the sacrifices, and then go and take care of another man's kids? What benefit is that to you? Them kids don't even give a fuck about you. They don't even like you. They don't even look like you.
Oh my God!
Hey, this may sound crazy to y'all, but the best advice I ever got from my stepdad was to not be a stepdad. And you might be like, why would he say that to you? But honestly, I didn't get it until I was like a little bit older. Like I'm 26 now, and when I was 21, I experienced a pregnancy scare. My ex from when I was 18, you know, we were on and off in the school, and she told me she was pregnant, but she didn't know if I was baby daddy or this other dude, right? So I'm like, dang.
He belongs to the streets.
And you know, long story short, I'm not the baby daddy, cause you know Don John plays it safe. But you know, me and her, we cool, and I always got love for Shawty, but it's like, I do not want to raise another man's child. You know, and that's fair. You know, I can see if I was in my 30s and stuff, but at the tender age of 26, 25, why would I sign up for that? You know, no disrespect to all the single mothers in their 20s and stuff, much love, but, you know, I had to really think about it, you know?
I would suggest that you not even move in with a woman with kids, my nigga. Because, nigga, they gonna work against you. And when she get mad enough, she gonna remind you that these aren't your kids. You cannot put your hands on somebody else's children.
I seen that happen firsthand.
Nigga, you don't come into no motherfucking household trying to play stepdaddy. You come into the house being a man. You don't come trying to play stepdaddy, my nigga. You say something to the mama. You don't say none of them kids. Because they're gonna resent you off you coming in this late in their life. They're gonna resent anything, any male presence that's trying to be positive. Now, if you come in, let them smoke weed and let them do all that, they may embrace you. But if you come in as a real man and you trying to enforce rules and regulation and laws, they're gonna resent you. So, man, it's best just fuck on a woman with kids. Don't be trying to play stepdaddy to them kids that ain't yours, my nigga.
Possible.
A woman with kids from, man, you got to catch him when the baby young, 9 months old. But if you coming in and he's 7 and 8, man, nah.
No.
Here's what you need to know about being a step parent. You have all of the responsibility. You have all of the responsibility, but no rights, right? What do I mean by that? When it's your own child, you have all of the responsibilities to take care of that child, but in addition to that, you have rights because it's your child, right? When it's a stepchild, right? You have every responsibility to provide for, financially, physically, protect, support, emotionally. Listen, I can't tell you how many parent-teacher conferences that I
exactly. But you know, the baby mamas will hear this and say, well, I'm on child support, so you don't have to worry, or I have my own money, so you don't have to worry. Like, yeah, I remember there's a show Kevin Samuels would say, so if you guys buy a pizza, he was talking to a single mom, and he's like, the guy buy a pizza, and you know, you came in with your 2 kids, y'all got 2 kids together, is he only paying for you, his biological 2 kids, and his 4 slices of pizza, and then you cover the other 2? Like, and I know it's a silly analogy, but like, it makes sense, them talking about, oh well, I got my own money, so you don't have to provide for my child. Like, seriously? Yeah. But other than that, other than providing, though, this man is talking about protecting, attending parent-teachers meeting, all these things that as a step parent you are going to have to do.
With my ex-wives and their children, and listen, it was a great experience, right? When I was doing those things, I loved the mom at the time, and by default, you know, I didn't separate. I wasn't that dude to separate the children from the mom. I loved them as much as if they were my own children. So as a result, you know, when I'm working overtime, I'm providing for what was at the time my family. Right? And I had a responsibility to do that. My first marriage, and this is before I even had children, I purchased a home. It was the first home that I purchased. And the reason that I purchased it was because my wife and stepchildren needed a home, right? And I felt wholeheartedly responsible
Purchasing a home for
to
another
provide
man's
that
child.
for them. But you spin ahead so many years, and you know, the relationship for whatever reason dissolves. Everything that you had with those stepchildren dissolve right along with your relationship.
And can we even talk about the emotional attachment you get with the kids, especially if you've been in the kid's life for a significant period of time, and then the relationship end. So then the relationship you have with the kids end, because it's just weird reaching out to other people's children if you're no longer with the, you know. And like to be emotionally attached and you develop bonds with the kids. I mean, you fall out of love with their parent. You didn't necessarily fall out of love with the kid, you know. So, oh my gosh, it's a lot being a step parent. It is a lot.
You have no rights whatsoever. Listen, nobody is giving you a refund, right? For all of the school supplies, all of the groceries, all of the light bills, and all of the things that you were responsible for providing, right? When it's your children, you do all of that stuff, and regardless of what happens with mom, you still have a relationship with your children.
You know, and then a lot of women will call him insecure. A lot of women, like in the last video that I reacted to, when this one girl was like, oh, it takes a certain amount of maturity to step up to the plate and take care of and be a stepdad. Like, she was basically, if you guys missed the video, it was her. Go watch the video next. She over here is talking about, oh, it takes a lot of why men hate Russell Wilson, because it takes a certain amount of maturity to step up to the plate and be a stepdad, trying to gaslight men. Like, men of value see it and don't even fall for your shaming tactics, because as the previous TikToker was saying, it's all a sacrifice and little to no reward. You run a huge risk, and instead of we spreading the message to say, okay, ladies, protect your womb, marry before you carry, do not come on the dating market with used womb, because men of value, men with foresight, looking at you and your children that you call a package deal as just baggage. It's just baggage, and that is the ugly truth. And because we try to avoid telling women the ugly truth, we run the risk of young girls making certain mistakes and just passing on certain patterns. It's not to shame single moms. It's not to bash single moms. We could care less. It's to prevent generational cycles. It's to put a stop to these patterns. If you were a single mom, your mama was a single mom, your mama a single mom, and so forth, so forth. Like, come on now. Men can't be the only ones who see the dysfunction and decide to step back. Ladies, we're responsible too. Like, if we want to see better in the community, it's going to take from both sides. And instead of getting triggered about your whole single mom title, just know it's to prevent your daughters from making your mistake. We have to have these honest conversations. Like, but hey, get triggered if you must, but
I said what I said.
go watch the video that pop up on the screen next. So these women are literally begging men to be stepdaddies, and they're like,
We will not have it. I said we will not have it. Oh.
Men, protect your peace, whatever that looks like, whether it's passport bros, whether it's save yourself black men, whether it's whatever it looks like, protect your peace at all costs. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Get to the chopper!